So we are here at, what is this called? Zuzu?
Yeah, Zuzu at Hotel Valley Ho.
Yes, very exciting. Hillary, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and you are not with Zuzu.
I am not with Zuzu, no.
Who are you with?
I am, my name's Hillary Bryant. I am with Waste Not. We're a local nonprofit that rescues prepared and perishable food.
Excellent, excellent. That was good. That was very smooth.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you said that a few times.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm really excited about this. I want to give a shout out, first of all, to Barb for reaching out and setting this up. We worked with Barb on a few projects, and she's awesome.
Yeah, Barb is great. She's done a lot of great stuff for us.
Yeah. Well, so when she reached out and was like, "Hey, here's an organization that we represent," I looked into it and sent it to Luke. I'm like, "Dude, check this out." And he's like, "Heck yeah, yeah, love this idea." Because I mean, we're into the food side of things, but we kind of gear towards the conservation side of things and the more mindful aspect of it, you know. And I think the more you get to know people in the food scene, they really know what's important too.
Yeah, they do. We work with a lot of food businesses. Well, food businesses are really all we work with, but I've heard from several people that work in catering and hotels, venues, that they just feel so terrible when food gets tossed, when they just have to throw it out. And we have a solution for that. So
yeah. Well, I saw on your website too, and you asked if I was going to ask about statistics. And the first thing I'm asking about is I saw that, like, I think it's on your main page, is 40%. What is that statistic?
Yeah, 40% of fresh food is thrown into the landfill every year.
That's crazy.
40%.
Now, is that across the board as far as like restaurants, at home,
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, yeah, and it all just goes into the landfill, which is terrible because landfills generate methane, and methane's terrible for the environment. So I think that landfills are the third largest source of methane in the United States.
Wow. Do you know what the other two are?
I have no idea.
Like, is cows, are cows the ones that produce methane? I know there's issues with cows, right? So that's a lot. Like, that is a lot of, so one of the reasons I was really excited about this episode is because I'm a stickler with my daughters of, like, do not waste food. Like, right? Like, I'll make them one thing of soup. They're like, "Well, I want a full bowl." I'm like, "No, because you're going to throw away the other half," right? So I'm a stickler for this. So I'm very interested in all the things that you guys do. But before we start, like, where are you from? Are you originally from Arizona?
I am, yeah. My family's been here for 4 generations.
Wow.
We started off as miners
Okay.
in Douglas and in the Miami area.
Okay.
And my grandpa moved to Phoenix and started an insurance company. And I grew up in Phoenix and then moved to Gilbert, but not when Gilbert was cool. Like,
Was it Farm Gilbert?
yes, it was Farm Gilbert.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the smell of manure reminds me of walking to school. Yes. Yeah, it's that kind of Gilbert. Everyone's like, "Ooh, Gilbert, so ritzy, so swanky." No, it was
Not the Gilbert
not
that I
even
remember.
close to that.
Well, now you have perspective, though, right?
Yeah.
At least, yeah. So you grew up there.
I did.
Was there a direction in your life you were going as far as, like, a career path? Did you know early what you wanted to do?
No.
No? Okay. Well, me neither. I didn't know until I was like 41.
Yeah.
It was like a year and a half ago. So.
Right. Yeah, I really wanted, my main thing was I wanted to help people. I didn't really know how that was going to happen. I was thinking about maybe going to nursing school.
Okay.
And then I happened upon, my degree is in public health.
Okay.
So I decided, well, that's broad enough, right? I don't really have to choose what I want to do right now.
Public health, yes.
Because there's so much involved in public health. So I did that, and then I was like, well, maybe my degree will tell me what I want to do, like my classes and stuff. And then I graduated. I'm like, I don't know.
Now I'm even more more questions.
I have so many options.
Did you go to school here in Arizona?
Yeah, NAU
Okay.
is my alma mater.
Yeah.
So I had to do a school-mandated internship, and I did that at March of Dimes, which is a national nonprofit created by FDR. Their mission used to be eradicating polio, and that has been eradicated, so they had to change their mission. And they landed on prematurity. I have a premature son.
Okay.
So the mission spoke to me, and that's where I did my internship, and I got really involved in the nonprofit scene, fundraising, event fundraising specifically, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So I was at March of Dimes for a while. I worked at St. Mary's Food Bank. I worked for the Arizona Hospital and Healthcare Association, which is it's a 501c6, not a C3. I know.
Okay, I thought there was only one. I'm like, there's
No,
got to be
there are
other
several.
ones. I was going to say
Yeah.
there has to be if they're not going to just put some random number out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trade association for hospitals.
Okay.
And then I moved to Waste Not, and here I am, and I love it. Waste Not's the best.
What were your roles with it? Like, did you switch roles as you were going through, or were there certain aspects that you liked more than others?
I really like doing event coordination and fundraising. That's
Okay.
really my bread and butter, what I love to do. At St. Mary's Food Bank, I did food drives,
Okay.
which was really, really fun. You got
Yeah.
to interact with a lot of the people, companies that were giving, churches, individuals that were setting
Yeah.
up food drives. It was really awesome to see people giving back.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about the nonprofit sector, is just to give back myself, but also see the joy that comes with giving back.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and it's impressive. So when I mentioned I used to work at University of Phoenix, I think that we always did team events at St. Mary's Food Bank. So there would be multiple teams of, I don't know, 10 to 20 people like doing stuff. And that place is huge.
Yes,
It's
it's
huge,
gigantic.
Which is really, I mean, I guess maybe that's a double-edged sword. It's like, oh man, like there's that much need. But then there's also like, okay, well, there's that much need that's being provided.
Right.
Like through St. Mary's Food Bank, you know? Nice. So as you were progressing through, is that still your bread and butter, events and?
I've evolved a little bit.
Okay.
I love doing events though.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
But as you grow up, you have more responsibility.
Right. Yeah. I actually just got promoted to be director of Waste Not.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm the boss.
Exclusive here on A Taste of AZ.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm moving up in the world, which is exciting. But yeah, also a lot more responsibility.
Sure.
So we're hiring, by the way.
There you go. For what? Like all positions?
So we're hiring.
Not all positions. She's looking at me like, don't do that.
So we're hiring for an agency and community initiatives manager, which they deal with our agency relations. We work with over 80 nonprofits throughout the Valley. And then community initiatives, we have our Meal Connect initiative, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And then our Farm Feed initiative, which allows us to take food that is really past the point of being edible for humans and then giving that to animals on farms. So we're hiring for that. And then we're going to be hiring for a communications person. So
Nice.
yeah, communications and marketing, community engagement. So
Excellent. There you go. You're looking for a job.
send me your resume.
Please do. Put me as a reference. Well, actually, reach out to me before you put me as a reference. I'm like, no, don't hire that person.
You're going to get so many calls.
Yeah, I know. This is not a good idea. We need to cut this out. So you joined Waste Not. When did you join the company?
A year and a half ago.
Okay. And when did the company start? Has it been?
It's been our 35th anniversary is next year.
Wow,
So
okay.
we've been a part of the Valley for a really long time, which actually surprises a lot of people because our mission is very forward thinking.
Yeah.
And very tied to sustainability, which is huge now and wasn't necessarily huge 35 years ago.
Yeah.
So 35 years ago, a woman was literally dumpster diving to feed her family. Wow. And she found so much great food in these dumpsters that was perfectly edible. And there was more than enough to feed her family. And she started bringing these meals to homeless shelters, halfway houses, that kind of stuff. And Waste Not grew and grew and grew. And 35 years later, here we are serving over 80 nonprofits. We have about 120 food donors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did it start? Where was that started? Like where did it start? Like where did the lady?
Phoenix.
Oh, in Phoenix. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Because I didn't know if this was a Phoenix chapter or if this is the
Nope.
Waste Not is.
Waste Not is 100% local.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how does it? So they asked you to join in, right? And you were like, "Wow, I've got a lot of things going on. I don't know yet." But what drew you to them?
So I was actually just casually looking on Indeed for a new position, and I saw what Waste Not was doing, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is incredible.
Did you know about him at the point?
I didn't.
Time? Okay. Yeah.
No, so I saw the job posting. I was like, this is incredible, and I think I would be a really great fit for this position. So my previous position was community engagement manager, and that was creating community partnerships with food donors and other people in the community to help promote like Local First, the Downtown Phoenix Farmers Market, ASU, those types of partners.
Nice.
And then also running our Meal Connect initiative.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You're good.
So Meal Connect allows us to collect these smaller volumes of food from restaurants, caterers, venues, and use volunteers to go get that food and then deliver it the same day right then to a nonprofit that can use it. Yeah,
so that was the role you stepped into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
So we used to get these small volumes and have our fleet of trucks go get them. We have a fleet of 5 trucks that are on the road Monday through Friday, and it really sucked up a lot of our gas and a lot of our drivers' time to go and get these very small volumes, which are nice and significant, but they're more focused on the larger volumes coming from grocery stores, really large caterers, food manufacturers. And Meal Connect was such a saving grace because it allowed us to involve our community, involve volunteers to move the food, and offload that from our drivers.
Okay.
So Meal Connect has been awesome. It's a program that was created by Feeding America.
Okay.
And we get to use it. We're affiliated with United Food Bank, which is the food bank for the East Valley, and we are able to use Meal Connect to really make those connections between the food donors and the volunteers and the agencies that we serve.
Seems like it would streamline the whole,
it does.
The whole process, right? Yeah, which allows you to do more then.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, yeah. Let's say that, I'm a restaurant or something and you would approach me, right? How would you explain how the process kind of works from A to Z?
Yeah, so actually we did that here at Hotel Valley Ho. Hotel Valley Ho is a donor of ours.
Nice.
They're really awesome. And what we do is sometimes the restaurants approach us and sometimes we approach them. Yeah. But we basically, I have a whole packet that explains everything about Meal Connect. But we
Where can you find it? On the website?
It's actually not on the website.
Okay, that would make sense. That's not for you guys. That's for the restaurant.
Unless you're a restaurant,
then
please donate your food.
Yes.
So I meet with them sometimes in person, sometimes over the phone, sometimes on Zoom, because Zoom is where it's at right now.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
And they... we just go over the logistics about how to donate, what types of stuff we do and don't take, the nuances of the program, the Meal Connect actual program. Yeah. You can access it via an app or on a web browser. And how they donate food is they actually just make an account and then they donate it when they have it. So they just go on an app and say, hey, I have, 100 pounds of steak. And
so is this like this is like food that they're not like, we're not talking like table scraps, right?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is food that has been held in the back. Usually restaurants don't have too much excess because they have really tight supply chain. Stuff going on, and it's usually the caterers and the venues that have those large amounts of excess, but they're really trained to keep a lot of the stuff in the back, so it doesn't get served to the public, because we don't take any food that was served to the public like on a plate or on a salad bar or a serving line or anything like that. So the food has to be kept in the back. And when you have excess, all you do is just post it on the app. And you say, hey, I want it picked up this day, this time. And it gets sent to us. It gets matched with a recipient agency and then with a volunteer. And then there you go. It's super easy.
That was way different than what I was thinking.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm thinking like, what are you doing with like, if there's a half a steak on this one and maybe
Yeah.
this biscuit, do you rinse the gravy out?
Unfortunately, we do not take those types of food just
not
for
rinse
food safety purposes.
Sure, yeah. But no, that makes sense then. That really that's my childish brain trying to wrap my head around it. But no, that's really incredible, right? Because so in comparison at home, it's like, the joke that everybody says, you almost left the grocery store without buying a bag of lettuce to throw away next week, right?
Yeah.
So it's that kind of stuff, right? Where someone's like, all right, we're not going to eat this anymore. Instead of me grabbing it, throwing that away and throwing away the cheese. I don't know. I'm trying to still wrap my head around this.
Yeah.
But you make food from the food.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Well, we don't actually we deliver it to the nonprofits, and then some nonprofits, some of it are raw ingredients, and then the nonprofits that can use that do.
Gotcha.
And then a lot of the bread and butter, especially of the Meal Connect program, are prepared and perishable items. So, let's see, like mashed potatoes left over from an event, like steaks or something like that need to be like reheated.
Yeah.
So, a lot of our agencies have different needs. So some of them are very large, have lots of kitchen space, like St. Vincent de Paul or the Salvation Army, and they're able to use those raw ingredients. But we also have smaller places that we work with, like Maggie's Place or Transitional Living Communities, which is a center for drug rehabilitation.
Okay.
And they have smaller spaces and really don't have that huge kitchen area where they can prepare food. So they really like those prepared and perishable items.
Yeah, gotcha.
So a lot of the raw ingredients come from our grocery rescue, which our trucks get from the groceries. And then the prepared and perishable items come from a lot of the times Meal Connect.
Gotcha. Wow, that's a lot of different.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
it covers food streams.
Yeah. Well, it seems like that there is. I don't know. It obviously all works together, right? And there's so many different nuances to it that you have to. I don't know. I guess it would be continually evolving too, right?
It does. Yeah. So I mentioned our farm feed initiative. We noticed that there was a lot of food, not a lot, but there was some food that we picked up from grocery stores that really a lot of our agencies probably wouldn't want.
Okay.
Because we always want to treat them with dignity, right?
Sure.
So we're not going to give them like half rotten strawberries, right?
Take this.
Right. Because they're people too.
Yeah.
So we decided that we wanted to come up with a solution for that, and that's feeding animals. There's actually a whole, it's called a food hierarchy.
Okay.
There's actually it's a pyramid. It kind of looks like the food pyramid, but it's like a food hierarchy where people are at the bottom, and then animals, and then composting and that kind of stuff. So it just goes up to where we want the food to go the most, which is people.
Sure.
And then if you can't do that, you just go up the pyramid.
Wow.
To see what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's something to do with it, right? Like that doesn't involve throwing it in your garbage.
Right.
Right. Your
Yeah.
garbage with all the other garbage.
Yeah.
Right?
And you were talking about residential leftover food,
Yeah.
and composting is a really good solution for that.
Okay.
There are companies, actually, there's a company right here in Arizona called R City,
Okay.
R.City. They used to be Recycle City, yeah.
Oh, they changed it. Oh,
they
okay.
rebranded.
Okay, gotcha.
And they will pick up your food too,
Yeah.
for you. You just put it in a bin and they come and pick it up and
That's
compost
incredible.
it. Yeah.
We went to that place. That was kind of a surreal thing because you're in the middle of a field and you see the city on one side, with the smog, and then you see the mountains behind you, and then there's just mounds of garbage from like Arizona Wilderness Brewery, right? Which is, you're torn because like that stinks really bad,
Right.
But that is awesome what they're doing with it, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
they
really
use
cool.
it to they make compost for their farm, and then they grow crops with
Yeah.
it, which is super cool.
Yeah. Do you notice is there a lot of really unique things going on with food in Arizona as far as that goes? Like people do, like what you guys are doing, what our city is doing.
Yeah, well, Arizona has a lot of agriculture going on, and so there are people in the food industry that really care about where waste goes.
Yeah.
And how to make the food industry very cyclical. Like you don't eat the food, and then you compost the food, and then the food goes to the crops, and then you harvest the crops, which, goes to the grocery stores, and then the excess goes to, I don't know, waste not. So,
Right.
yeah, we try and make it as cyclical as we can. And that's really been the goal. Really, that's the goal globally, too. There's a lot of good work going on globally about the food system and what we do with this excess food so it doesn't go into the landfill.
Yeah. Why does that? I mean, I know this is I told you I wasn't going to give you hard-hitting questions, but what is the issue going on right now in the food system? Like, I mean, there are multiple issues.
There are lots of them.
Yeah, but it's not good, right? Like, it's not in a
Right.
good position or a good state at this point.
Yeah, well, what Waste Not really focuses on is really the food waste, because
Sure.
we don't want any of that to go into the landfill because, like I said, it generates methane, and then methane affects the environment. Actually quite quicker than carbon dioxide does.
Okay.
And then it heats up our atmosphere or it clouds our atmosphere and then heats up everything underneath it, and that causes climate change.
Yeah.
So it's really,
Not
it's not.
No.
And that's why Arizona's 10 million degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just is everything's cyclical and very, very connected. So people are really trying to figure out innovative ways on how to combat that.
Yeah. So, okay, so if you are a restaurant so what are the donors? Like, what type of businesses? I mean, because, you think of restaurants, grocery stores. If somebody's listening to this, what is the range of people who you work with?
Yeah, so we work with people mainly that have commercial kitchens.
Okay.
So restaurants is a big thing that comes to mind. However, a lot of restaurants just don't have a ton of excess because they really
like you
have
said.
they have a handle on their ordering and all that kind of stuff. So we really work with a lot of hotels, venues, catering companies that tend to make excess because they're not sure if they're going to have more people show up to their events.
Sure.
Or what's going on. So that's really just the bulk of the food that goes to the Meal Connect initiative. Because there's just a lot of excess in the back. I don't know if anyone that's listening has worked in catering before, but if you I worked in catering prior to going to college, and there's a lot.
Concerning?
Of
Is it
excess.
concerning? Yeah.
It's a lot. And a lot of places do the best they can to give it out to employees,
Sure.
but it's just too much for employees to handle. So that's where we come in. We take care of the rest. So
Excellent.
we just go and pick it up.
So as a volunteer, how would you get involved with Waste Not as a volunteer?
Yeah, on our website, which is wastenotaz.org. You can sign up to become a volunteer. We don't have too many volunteer opportunities, but we do have our Meal Connect opportunity where you'll get text messages on opportunities to pick up food. It'll say Hotel Valley Ho has 100 pounds of steak, which I guess I'm just using that example all
Sure.
the time.
Like, really? Like, hold on. Let me check that out first.
Like Hotel Valley Ho has 100 pounds of steak that needs to be picked up tomorrow. Can you do it? And then they accept or decline the opportunity on their phone.
Yeah.
So we do volunteer trainings about quarterly,
Okay.
I would say, is how it's ending up right now. And it fluctuates depending on need. Like if we have a lot of food donors that want to donate, we need more volunteers.
Sure.
So these trainings, the volunteers will learn about food safety. They're equipped with, they pick up temperature guns and thermal blankets to make sure that the food is safe during transport.
Oh, okay.
We only transport cold food, by the way.
Okay.
No hot food because it's so variable in temperature,
Sure.
and we don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. That could be
We don't
big-
want
big
anyone to
problems,
get sick.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they're equipped with temperature guns and thermal blankets and temperature logs. They take the temperature of the food before they pick it up and after they drop it off. And transport is no more than 30 minutes between pickup and drop off anyway.
Yeah.
So the food is always safe.
Yeah.
But just for a little extra comfort on the food donor side too, they like that to make sure that their food that they donated is safe.
Sure. Yeah.
So, our volunteers use their personal vehicles, and we love people with trucks and SUVs.
Yeah. Hint, hint, right? We just had a big party coming in.
I
These ladies
know.
look like they are ready to get after it. We should wrap this up. Yeah, it's going to get crazy. Well, great. Anything else? I mean, was there anything else that we missed? Anything else that you want to talk about Waste Not? Or
Waste Not's awesome. I love working for Waste Not. I really can't say enough good things about Waste Not. We're super innovative. We love partnering with other people in our community. And really, even if you don't know how you want to partner with us, we're really open to discussing that.
Okay.
And to come up with innovative ways. That's part of our mission, is to create innovative community partnerships specifically. So if you have any excess food, you can contact me, Hillary, at wastenotaz.org with 2 L's, Hillary.
Okay.
And we also, if you're interested in becoming a financial donor, we don't get any government funds to do what we do.
Okay.
We don't charge any of our recipient agencies. There are some people that do charge, and we don't charge them at all.
Okay.
So
Is it all donor driven?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's all donor driven. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so if you like supporting your community financially, we are very open to that. If you want to volunteer, we love our volunteers too.
Yeah.
We are just really excited to be a part of the community for 35 years, no less. We're coming up on our 35th anniversary, so that's really exciting.
Nice.
We also have an annual event called Empty Bowls.
Okay.
So if you really like artistry and supporting your local community, you can come to that. It actually just passed this year. It's every October.
Okay.
We're at the Arizona Center, and the Arizona Clay Association creates these handmade bowls, ceramic bowls for us, and we sell them with a meal. The past 2 years, actually, Salad and Go donated food.
Wow, nice. Yeah.
We love Salad and Go. They're a huge partner of ours. They're amazing.
They make good food, too.
Yeah, they do.
Are they an Arizona company?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so, too. Well, good for them making good food and
Salad
doing good
goes
stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
I should go get a salad after this,
I know.
actually. No offense, Hotel Valley Ho.
Right.
We do love you. So Empty Bowls happens every year in October. So if you like artistry, and they're all local artisans that make these bowls, so come and support us then. We'll do Empty Bowls pop-ups every now and again. We do one at ASU campus. We also partner with the Downtown Phoenix Farmers Market, and we're there occasionally selling our bowls there too. So, it's a good time at Waste Not. We got a lot going on.
I love it. We'll keep it up. I don't know how we can help, but I'm an idea guy too. So let me sit on for this for a little bit. I might have some crazy ideas, but
we love crazy ideas.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, that's my specialty. So.
Really, and getting the word out there too. A lot of people don't know about us, and really just telling that caterer that you're working with for your wedding, or if you're having an event, telling them. That's where we get our food
Just
from.
awareness, right? Just that awareness. I love it. Waste Not. Remember that.
Waste Not.
Waste Not. Dot.
Wastenotaz.org.
Okay, there we go. Good. I was off to a bad start. So.
No worries.
Awesome. Well, Hillary, thank you so much for joining. I'm very excited to share this episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you to Zuzu and Valley Ho for having us in here.
Yeah, the food here is incredible, by the way. If you've never been to Zuzu, you should come.
I have not.
It's so good.
Okay. There we go. All right. Wrap it up. I got to eat. So thanks, Hillary.
I know talking about food makes you hungry.
It does. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining.
Thanks.